You know, my friends, for the last, oh man, I was going to say decade, but that kind of sounds so long, doesn't it? Although, you know, when you think about it, it is nearly a decade. It's about 9 years, which is kind of like a decade. For the last nearly decade, if I have felt the urge for that Creed Aventus vibe, I mean sharp, clean, masculine, and very sort of executive sort of thing, when I felt the urge for that Creed Aventus vibe, I've reached for that legend. Club de Nuit Intense Man by Armaf. Now, I've only ever had one bottle of this. You don't have to use much. This is a very old bottle. This is probably what you class as a vintage, nearly 10 years old bottle. This stuff is crazy. Let's spray it and let's tell you about it. Okay. Now, I don't own Creed Aventus because I cannot justify the price. This, my friends, has never changed price. I bought this for about 27, 28 British pounds, 105ml at a perfume many, nearly 10 years ago, and it's still that price. This is a stunning clone. Okay, there are lovers and there are haters. Let's deal with the lovers. The lovers, like myself, just say, you know what, this is incredible value for money. This shows what a clone can do. This substitutes, for me, it substitutes the need to go out and buy Creed Aventus. And you know what? It is an amazing projection. It's amazing performance. You know, all day long I am smelling it. I get compliments, and this stuff, doesn't matter where you are, whatever you're doing, whatever season it is, this stuff is just literally firing off you on all cylinders. Okay, the haters. The haters are going to say, you know what, it kind of smells cheap, it kind of smells synthetic, the newer bottles are a little bit sort of wishy-washy, but you know what, generally speaking, this, my friends, I'm going to say is the clone of clones. This inspired a lot of clones, and I don't mean Creed Aventus clones. This, realistically, certainly for me, put clones on the map as to what a cheap budget clone. I mean, this is about 1/10 of the price, literally 1/10 of the price of what it clones Creed Aventus. Okay, and this puts clones on the map. This shows how clones can do it. So cheap, so good, such good performance. But you know what? Okay, now I rate this, and I think it's absolutely awesome. But there are a lot of people, I say, the haters say this smells synthetic. I mean, come on, for 28 British pounds, they cannot do exactly the same as Creed Aventus. This, instead of having the sort of pineapple of Creed Aventus, this is more lemon, and yes, it is a kind of a cheapsy sort of lemon. Okay, you've still got the sharp woods, you've still got the slight smokiness, you've still got the musk, the patchouli, and all the stuff at the bottom, the bit of leather. Okay, this for me is Creed Aventus, and I'm more than happy with it. I know I'm going to get comments and people saying, you know, it's not that close to Creed Aventus. I'm not that bothered. Okay, this does a stunningly fantastic job. But for people who say, you know what, this is just kind of too cheap smelling and they've kind of got it wrong, let me give you an alternative. Okay, so Haramain make this incredible box. It looks like the thing off Transformers, doesn't it? You know, the box, the power box, I can't remember what it's called. Okay, so this Haramain, this is L'Adventure. Okay, this is not L'Adventure Intense or Perfume or whatever, or I think it's just the Perfume. This is the original L'Adventure by Haramain. Now, this, my friends, is a little smidgy bit more than this. So for 105ml, this Armaf Club de Nuit Intense Man will cost you, and it's still the same as it was when it was launched, 28 British pounds. Crazy. Okay. This Haramain L'Adventure for 100ml will cost you around about 38 British pounds. So it's £10 dearer, and you're going to say, you already worked that out, didn't you? You didn't even need a calculator. So it's a little bit more expensive, but how does it stack up? Other arm, give us a spray. Okay, I'm going to say, now I say I can't compare this to Creed Aventus because my bank manager won't let me buy Creed Aventus. They're very similar, but the Haramain, the silver box, okay, that does smell straight off the sprayer. It does smell, how can I put it, better. It smells richer. It smells like it's more expensive. I mean, like as in more than just £10 more expensive. It does smell like smoother. All right, I will be honest with you. There are times when I've been wearing this when it just, to me, even to me who's a massive fan, just the rough edges of this one, and you sort of think, I just wish it was a little bit more refined. This Al Haramain is more refined. It's like they've took all the rough edges off and they've sort of cut it down to a smoothness. Absolutely gorgeous this one is. Okay, not saying the other one isn't. Okay, Club de Nuit Intense Man does a fantastical job. But here with Al Haramain, I will be honest, hand on heart, wherever that heart is, this is a smoother, better smelling, more sort of more expensive smelling kind of fragrance. Okay, how they both stack up against Creed Aventus, I'm going to say they're both pretty good Creed Aventus vibes. I'm going to say if you walk past with either of these on, people are going to assume that you are wearing Creed Aventus. But in real terms, if you want to spend that extra £10 British, I'm going to say that, and I didn't think I'd ever say this Al Haramain Adventure is better, and it is worth that extra £10 British to compare it with the Armaf. Now, at the top of these fragrances, you've got some gorgeous fruits. This is pretty much, I'm going to describe both of them. So you get an idea of what it's like. You may have smelled Creed Aventus, they're very similar to Creed Aventus, but let me try and describe both of these fragrances. You've got fruits at the top, dominated realistically by lemon and bergamot. You've also got a bit of apple in there, you've also got some black currant, and there's some pineapple. So you've got like this gorgeous sweet, but refined sweet. It's not gloopy, sticky sweet. You've got this refined sweetness at the top. Drop down to the middle shelf and you've got these sharp woods. I think it's birchwood. I don't really know what birchwood smells like. I guess it's like a sharp wood because that's what it smells like to me. So you've got this sharp woody middle. You've got some jasmine and you've got some rose. Don't worry too much about the rose. The rose is not a big player. The jasmine is. It just adds that sort of floral sweetness in the middle. Drop down to the bottom shelf and they both have the patchouli, which adds a nice sort of clean sort of sweetness. They've both got the sort of musky element. Don't worry about the musk. The musk is very wearable. It's not like an Elon. It's not massive musk. It's just a nice bit of musk at the bottom. They've both got the slightly smoky vibe. They've both got the sort of bit of leather, and they've both got the ambergris or whatever it is. I don't know how you say it. That sort of gloopy sort of woodiness at the bottom. Okay, now they both smell incredibly executive. You know, if you are in a sales room, a car sales showroom, and a salesman comes up to you wearing either of these, you know what, you're going to say, that guy's sorted. I'm going to buy a car off him because he smells clean, he smells organised, he smells very masculine, and this guy knows what he's doing. He's obviously got money as well, because realistically, this is the Creed Aventus sort of vibe, and it is all about wealth and money. Okay, so I hope that gives you a heads up. If you are like me, a massive fan of Club de Nuit Intense Man, I'm going to suggest that when you near the end of your bottle, that you give the Al Haramain Adventure a go, because you won't be disappointed, because it's very similar, but it's more refined, more smooth, more sort of executive, more refined. I've used that word, but you know what I mean. Okay, so I hope this gives you a heads up. In terms of performance, they are both very good. I would say the Club de Nuit, the newer bottles, people are telling me they're sort of wishy-washy, and I don't know. See, I can only talk about my original bottle, and it's an all-day fragrance, and on clothes it's there about for a week. Skin next day. This one, the Al Haramain, once again, is pretty much an all-day fragrance, but I've got to be honest, towards the afternoon, I sort of stopped being able to smell it. But the crazy thing is, in the evening, sometimes you take your sort of shirt off, t-shirt off, something, you still smell it on your skin. So it's technically an all-day fragrance. Projection on this one, for the first 2 hours, it's really massive projection, and then it dips down, scent bubble for another 2, 3, 4 hours. And I say, even in the evening, you will still smell this, certainly on skin. Okay, so that was kind of like a review. It was a heads up, and it was just a, you know what, sharing these fragrances with you. Trust me, I'm not selling anything. This channel is not even monetized, okay? So realistically, I see you as fragrance friends, and I see you as people I can maybe inspire to sort of maybe nudge you in a certain direction, but mostly to nudge you in the direction of getting a good fragrance and doing this every day. Oh, spray the life out of your fragrance and live in a scent bubble. It's a fantastic place to be. So I'm going to love you and leave you now. Thank you ever so much for your time. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for being here, and please come back for the next review. In the meantime, please stay safe, and in the meantime, this is what you've got to do. I've already showed you once. I'm going to do it again. Okay, spray, spray, spray. Keep spraying. Live in that scent bubble, my friends, and you'll keep a massive smile. You'll have so much better a day. See you next time, and a massive goodbye. Off button. It's air somewhere. Oh yeah, off button.